Hello and welcome to the Voice of TOD. I'm Tom, and in this video we're going to take a look at all the new footage for Hellblade 2, or as it should be called, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. This was all taken from Xbox at Gamescom 2023 Showcase Day 3. Figured we'd just jump straight in because we have a pretty good idea of what this game's going to be. We've seen quite a lot of it over the last 3 or 4 years. And yeah, what can we find out? Maybe we get a release date. We know it's 2024. Maybe we get something a little firmer.
Hellblade fans all over the world, they know the face, they know the voice, and here to tell us what it takes to bring this iconic character to life, please welcome Will Potter from Ninja Theory and the person who literally embodies Senua, Melina Jurgens. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Hello, thank you.
How are you guys feeling? Doing well?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really nice week. We've met lots of our players and everybody has been so welcoming. And it was just heartwarming and amazing. Like I will walk out of this event feeling like so full of love from everybody. So
it's overwhelming. Isn't
That's cool. It's like another thing. I've said this before on when we're talking about Gamescom. There's so much going on, and there's just people walking and talking to everyone.
But you were here on a special occasion, weren't you?
Yeah, I was here 2014, I believe, when we were just showing the announcement trailer for Hellblade. And I wasn't Senua back then. I was here just filming behind the scenes for Ninja Theory. So yeah, it was cool.
What a journey.
You're right, a journey. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anyone in gaming go from such a transformation within one project where you go from a video producer to quite literally the face, the voice of a new IP. Was it a little bit scary at all, do you think? Or?
Oh, it was terrifying, and it still is. Like, I think I'll never get used to it. Like, every day before a shoot, I'm just so like scared, and it takes me a good while to warm up to it. But our team at Ninja, they're just so lovely, and they make me feel comfortable every day. And yeah,
She clearly enjoys it.
I mean, it's been really heartwarming just seeing the reactions. I've been welling up a little bit myself, just seeing fans on the booth just beaming with these smiles, finally getting to meet you.
Yeah. And they came from all over the world.
She was incredible. Like, really I know we need to go back and finish Hellblade because of the game-breaking bug that they have not fixed.
Of course, events that happen in like Los Angeles, they're amazing as well. But
I need to replay the whole game. You know what? When I get the time to actually do it, sit down and get it done off stream.
Fans out there,
it's so good. She was fantastic, absolutely incredible in the first one.
How Hellblade 2 is coming together. I mean, we've seen a fair amount. I think it's fair to say you guys have put out a few trailers.
We've seen trailers,
which have been really
we've
insightful.
seen
but
behind-the-scenes stuff.
Ready to ride and die with you on this journey it's pretty cool, right?
It's absolutely amazing. They're so supportive and patient, and like all the things that they've been saying to us were just so lovely. So they're really like behind us and cheering for us, which is nice.
Yeah. It's great to see how much it means to some people as well. You know, the character of Senua and the world that we've created. It's been great meeting those people in front of us.
Yeah. I've heard that you've been really hard at work, obviously, bringing Senua to life in the sequel, and your whole team has kitted out an incredible stage for you guys to all work in. And it's cool that it's you guys, it's not just you anymore. This project kind of demands more people being involved, like actors.
What's this footage?
To bring to life all the new things that you're planning for the game. I mean, what's it like stepping into
the new stage? Is that early Hellblade 1 footage?
Well, if people have seen like our old dev diaries, they saw that we shot everything in like a little meeting room.
I've been there once, actually. I visited Ninja Theory once, and it was really cool because you still had all the tape up on the walls of where markers are going to be.
IKEA
and
poles.
it
was funny.
It's crazy to think that game came from that room, and now you've expanded it, and it's quite cool.
Yeah, and shooting it back then, it was like such an intimate atmosphere because it was just me and like maybe 3 more people, like someone on the camera, someone controlling the mocap, and then an audio person. Whereas now, like we've got this massive stage. We've got a much bigger stage crew. We've got like a stunt crew helping us out, Lucky 13. we've got projectors that project like the environment onto the floor.
The motion, not just the mocap itself, but the actual character animations, the motions of the fight, and that. In the first game, they were pretty solid. If they've upscaled this much, Hellblade 2 could be something really special, just in terms of mocap and delivering the story through the movement of the characters in the games. And the combat could be, again, a step up. I enjoyed the combat. I don't usually love those kind of game combat styles, but the combat system was incredible.
To allow for new heights to be reached in the performances you're all giving, but it also looks a little bit silly because there's, you know, like you say, people bouncing off of ropes, but I always notice there's one person who's got the most serious face on, and that is your new director that you've got for the game as well. What's it like working with her?
Oh, she's amazing. Her name is Lara, and she's just made me feel so comfortable on stage. Like, I was really, really nervous working with a new director because obviously I knew Tamim very well, and he's taken a step back, and then going in there with a new director was like, I was so afraid at the beginning, but quickly after a few days I started feeling so comfortable with her. So yeah, she's been really great.
That's an important relationship to have there, I suppose, actor to director, and it inspires confidence for the whole team, and you just know that you're under good stewardship, I suppose, to absolutely nail every single shot. And it must be especially handy knowing that you don't have to get it right the first time, the second time, because if I'm not mistaken, this new stage you guys have, it's quite literally in the basement of your current studio. You can just walk that downstairs, reshoot something if you want to. It's, pretty handy.
That's the amazing part. It's an iterative process. And, you know, if we shoot something and there's like, there's something we're not quite sure about, or we decide to change it later, you know, we don't have to go off-site and book enough space. We can just...
That must have revolutionized how they've looked at making the game, and the freedom.
Run a really tight ship, not to make a pun about the boat from earlier. But yeah, it's incredible, and I love just going down there and watching some of this performance capture happen. And, you know, you see the individual finger movements on the screen, and you're like, this is so much further than what we were doing before. I can only sort of, fans are going to be excited to see the level of immersion and realism
I think
we're now able to achieve with this game.
From a technical point of view, that's what I'm looking forward to the most, having played a good chunk of Hellblade 1.
I mean, the first game, there was a lot of themes that, again, demand that intimacy is respected and that is communicated to the players, because you're obviously giving such an inspired and passionate performance that having these tech upgrades are incredible and allow that to come through even more. But as far as I know, you haven't had that for the whole journey of this development, and you've had some pretty unusual circumstances. You've had to capture stuff like from home, because obviously
lockdown.
Yeah, lockdown was something. What was it like having to try and set up a rig at home as well?
Well, for me, I was living at a house which used to be used to have a quad room in the living room, so we had, as you can see, a very high ceiling.
Those are some seriously strong whacks. Who are you beating there?
This is me and my husband kind of practicing sword fighting, because obviously during the lockdown I wasn't allowed to see a sword fighting teacher anymore, so we were kind of just rehearsing with each other. And then with the help of my work colleagues, I also managed to set up like a little mocap stage in our living room. So they sent us some accent suits. They taught me how to like process the data and supply the team with data. And we did a bit of like online directing, even with webcam and stuff. So it was very interesting.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about Ninja is it's such a creative group of people that even with a challenge like the pandemic, we were able to kind of come up with solutions that enabled us to keep making the game and keep capturing data even at the hardest of times.
Before I go anywhere, I have to know, what is your dog's name? Because it's beautiful.
I've got 3.
3? Oh my, I don't even have one yet. You're killing me over here.
The white one is a husky, and his name is Kale, like the cabbage kale.
Oh, nice.
And then I've got a black and white husky, her name is Nala, and then now I've got a miniature English Bull Terrier puppy, and his name is Conan the Destroyer.
There's a theme
I've got
there.
2 cats as well, by the way.
Oh my god. I'm sure that they're all terrorized by the huskies, because I've seen how huskies behave sometimes, just screaming.
There's some characters,
Yeah, I like it. Not too long ago, obviously, during the Xbox Game Showcase, we got another little look at Hellblade 2. And this was maybe a slightly different scene than most game studios put out for a trailer, because it was very intimate, no combat. It was just you yourself there in the moment, experiencing the Furies again. What's it like seeing Senua's character in Hellblade 2 compared to where we left off with Hellblade 1? What's the evolution of Senua been like?
Yeah, so she still hears voices and sees vision just like in the first game, but
I don't know if I want to hear this.
Senua Saga, she's maybe using the voices more as guidance, and she's not as terrified of them anymore. So
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
It feels like
that
more
doesn't
of a
break the game
journey, I suppose, because there was some closure at the end of Hellblade 1. There was obviously dealing with grief and loss.
Okay, I don't know if I want to hear this.
But pushing against
I really don't know if I want to hear
this. It does feel a bit like Wanderlust. Like, where do I go? How do I find my new place in this world? Around me with, again, we've mentioned
it's
you guys have now got
it's such an old game now. Well, not old, but it came out a while ago. And I've had
there, and it's fitting them in around
4 months to try and get to a point where I can record the ending.
Yeah, we've got like an entire cast now. We haven't announced any of them yet, but I'm sure people are gonna love them. They were really, really nice to work with. For me, it was a new thing, because in the first game I was just acting on my own. But now working with other people was a very interesting new experience for me. But I learned so much from them. It was really nice.
Nice, yeah.
It does feel like conceptually this is a bigger game. It might not be a bigger game on the screen
as well. I mean, when you talk to us about what we might see in that.
Yeah, so this was originally created actually as just an internal video to share with teams at Xbox, to introduce them to some of the members of the team who they may not have seen or spoken to before.
Oh, cool.
And hear about, you know, what the game means to us, what working on Senua Saga is like, and some of our...
They don't need to sell the game on the gameplay. They're selling it on the idea with the studio and Ninja Theory themselves.
So we thought, why not share it with everyone?
That's cool. Yeah. It's really cool.
That every fan, every Ninja Theory fan, every Hellblade fan always appreciates the earnesty that you guys come across, because you make so many of these dev diaries and, you know, peeks behind the curtain, and it's really refreshing just to feel like I'm on the level with a studio that is making a game I'm so passionate about, and I get to have that insight into what your journey's like. And, you know, it's obviously not easy making any game yet.
They're very transparent with what they're doing, which is
intense as Hellblade, but
for a game studio.
I mean, before we head over to that
you wouldn't get that from some of the Activision teams. You don't get that from 343 Industries, although they're trying. Coalition has just been silent for God knows how long. You get a little bit of, you know, documentation from BioWare every 12 months or whatever, but like the big studios who are so focused on, or should be focused on, community and have such vast communities, Ninja Theory just take it and run with it, whereas nobody else seems to do that.
Matthews, and welcome to Ninja Theory. Today we're going to be telling you about Senua Saga Hellblade 2 and what it means to us as a studio.
I also hope this was filmed at their studio, because I really want to see what the studio looks like.
Having worked through the first game,
I just love that insight.
Really
Bethesda did it with Starfield.
By the response to it, I want to make something that the fans of the first game really appreciate and love as much as they did Hellblade 1. So it's very personal for me to get this right and just make the best experience I possibly can.
Good.
Saga means the world to me. Like, I've been doing this project for loads of years, and the journey of Senua is my journey.
Hellblade was successful because
the audio was so good in Hellblade.
About a character that players empathized with. It was a really interesting project to work on, to try and bring some of those lived experiences to life visually, and I think players connected with that, and it felt different to other games that were out there. I also think people are going to be surprised by the graphical quality we're trying to achieve in this.
Yeah, it looks incredible. It's a step up for them. I mean, they were a step up when it came out.
Between this game and the first game is that we're opening up the kinds of delusion and psychosis that we're exploring. The first one was very much about presenting Senua's point of view there, but in the second game we're going to move into how psychosis and delusion operate on a more grand level, on a societal level, in fact, and that's been really interesting to tackle, and I think it's a really important theme.
Okay.
Hellblade ultimately tells the story of
Terrifies
Senua.
me, the thought of it,
Senua
but
is a person
yeah,
who
okay.
experiences psychosis. And in Hellblade 1, Senua was understanding those experiences for the first time, much like our players.
Yeah.
She was coming to terms with the voices that she hears, the unique visions that she has, and the beliefs that only she has about the world around her. In Hellblade 2, those experiences haven't gone away, but Senua has a different relationship with them. She is no longer submissive to them, and the balance of power has changed. So she still hears voices, she still has visions, she still has unique beliefs. In Saga, we're really beginning to understand how Senua can use her unique and outside perspective to her advantage, and how she starts to be valued for that different take that she has.
Oh.
In Saga,
Expose the
we
acceptance.
are taking Senua to settlement era Iceland. So at this time in Iceland's
Wow,
history,
that's stunning.
it had been colonized by settlers from Norway and Denmark. A lot of people who had been Vikings at one point and had taken this opportunity to kind of find a new home in Iceland, to carve out a piece of the land for themselves. All the locations,
beautiful scene, like real life, it's beautiful
real
scenery.
Places in Iceland.
Wow.
We've been there, we've photographed them, and then we've recreated them as accurately as possible. Overlaid on top of that, we've put our spin on Senua's journey through this space. So we're kind of taking Iceland's history up to a point and being as faithful as possible, and then from
The
that point onward,
stills
we're
that I've seen from some of the
more
demo
fictional elements.
stuff that they've done, and this is stills, it's
Although
not
we've got a bigger
not final
budget
quality.
for Saga and a lot more resource. We've got brand new studio,
Wow.
new mocap space. I think we're still trying to come up with creative ways of doing things. We're not just relying on, we've got more people and more budget. It's how do we do something with the resources we now have that is meaningful and isn't just a bigger, better version. We want to keep that philosophy from how we made the first game moving into this one.
To me, Saga is everything. It's defining for us as a studio.
That's
and
good.
it's
That's
defining
what
for
we
me
wanna
as a
hear.
studio head. And I look forward to that moment, that day when we give players the opportunity to experience Senua's journey, and we will do everything in our power to make that as meaningful as we can and to achieve that magic that we've achieved before.
I really like how they present themselves. Is it still 2024? Yeah. Huh, interesting answer. This isn't anything to do with Hellblade. I don't really have anything to add. I don't think that we learned anything new. Let's jump back to a shot of the cave from the trailer a couple of months ago. I've got nothing to add on this. All I can say is I will be playing it. I will be playing it day one. I don't know if it's a stream game because of the first game. If you haven't played it, the only way I can describe it is it's quite stressful to play. There's so much noise, it's hard to focus, and it especially when you're playing in headphones. And these are good headphones, so the sound was just popping in and out, and the constant voices that Senua hears as she progresses through the journey. It's a lot. Purposefully, that's how they've designed it. They are showing you what it's like to deal with this psychosis, to try and learn what it is. And it is overwhelming at times. And then they throw combat, which it's not hard combat, it's a good combat system. It's not necessarily that you're swamped with enemies. But there are points where there's just so much chatter and so much audio feedback coming through that you're just overwhelmed. So that, purely looking at it from a creator point of view, I would probably rather pre-record it and upload it as parts, just so I can, certainly for a first playthrough, just so I can focus on the one thing in front of me instead of having try and focus instead of having the game and then trying to do that and then demonstrating that at adequate level and then interacting with chat and all that stuff. So I don't think that I will stream this the more I think about it. I think that the best way to show it off, and still how overwhelming it is, it seems to be, is to play it off stream, which is I think probably what I'll do. But if you are interested in seeing my playthrough of Hellblade, or Hellblade 2 when it comes out next year, go check out TOD Plays Games, where I do all of my Let's Play stuff. We stream quite a lot over there, actually. Currently playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is coming to Xbox. It is kind of on topic. But as I say, I want this game. I want to play this game. I've been waiting for this game for a little while. I was even like gobsmacked by how visually stunning it was before I'd played Hellblade. I've been following Hellblade 2 a lot closer since that initial trailer back in 2021 at the Game Awards. 2020, I think it was. And it is just shaping up. I'm not hyped. I'm not expecting it to be the best game ever, but I'm expecting it to be an enjoyable experience, a visually stunning and an audio-visual experience. It's probably the best way to put it. And I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know what you think of Hellblade 2 in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.